Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. This one's going to be a DeFi video, my favorite kind. And we're going to be talking about NOLUS. NOLUS is a brand new blockchain just launched this week, and it's in the Cosmos ecosystem, which means it's an IBC chain. It's interoperable with the dozens of other blockchains in the Cosmos. And they call themselves the first DeFi Lease protocol. We're going to look at what that means exactly and what problems they solve that exist in other similar applications. But a lot of this video is going to be footage that was recorded a while back. Me navigating the testnet to show you exactly how the protocol works, where you have to click, and what all the buttons do. But before we get into the main part of the video, I have to give a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I have not yet used the live protocol with real money. This is strictly an informational video. We're using the testnet in this one. But if you want to support me because you like informational content, you like the tutorials, or you just like Cosmos, well, you could tip. Tips are on, or you could simply like, share, subscribe to get the word out there. It really helps small channels like mine. And yeah, let's get into the protocol, and then we'll go to the tutorial. Here's NOLUS.io. We'll go through the website first, and the first thing you have to know is at its heart, it's a borrowing and lending platform. But it is a little bit different in that it does seek to correct some of the problems that exist elsewhere in DeFi with similar looking protocols. And number one is over collateralization. Basically, what we see across DeFi is the need to over collateralize positions, right? And it makes a lot of the lending options not so favorable for the borrower, right? There's all this locked up collateral. There's less money moving around elsewhere, and it does hold back the marketplaces in that way. The other thing is asset ownership. And yeah, you get to use a little bit of leverage here, which is cool. You could speculate on the upside for different tokens that you may be bullish on. But a lot of this elsewhere in DeFi does not allow for ownership of the asset and really, really high interest to boot. So here, this gets corrected. And the part that I like, that I find the most interesting, is partial liquidations. In other words, if the asset, if your collateral dips below a certain value, you can get completely liquidated from your position. And we know crypto's volatile. This is, really a risk. But what happens with NOLUS is that your position is liquidated in tranches so that you're not completely wiped out of the position because of some erratic price movement in the short term. You get to hold your position for longer, gives you the option to add some more collateral to build back your original collateral. So there are three issues that get solved, and I want to move on. But before I do, it's definitely worth at least breezing through the white paper just to see how this all fits together. I will link that down below. I read it. I liked it. It was one of the first times I've seen an attempt at sustainable tokenomics, the NLS token, NOLUS. So that's something that you should take a look at. And of course, I'll link this down below. There's a nice little explainer video as well. Here's page 13 of the white paper. This explains the DeFi lease, and you can see it's the protocol providing financing to the user to purchase some asset that that user wants to long, right? And all they have to do is put down a down payment. You'll see this in the tutorial where you get 150% of your collateral in that asset that you are bullish on. And what's nice about this platform is that you can choose to use some of that upside gain to start paying back your interest, right? But this is an open-ended agreement. There's no time limit. You could pay off the lease all at once. You could pay off the interest little by little. A lot of options are given here, which I think puts the user in a little bit more control. And there's also the fact that you could be the lender, right? You could lend your stable coins into the protocol and earn yield. It's always nice to have stable coins. It's even better to actually be able to earn something with them. And of course, you could read through the paper to see if this is something you'd be interested in. This is page 15 of the paper. But yeah, always looking for yield, sustainable yield. I think this is a good option, and something that I might explore when I'm looking to put my stable coins to work. And on page 17, they run through an example where um, a user of the platform named Anthony, he wants to buy one Bitcoin at the market price of 50,000 US dollars, but to leverage the protocol, he's only required to put down $20,000 as a down payment. So basically, he's getting 30,000 from the protocol in order to long Bitcoin. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You'll be able to see this yourself. I just like how they lay out, a black and white example. Here's Bitcoin. Here's the price. Here's what you have to put down to long it. And what I like about this is, as a user, right? Not everyone's a whale that's using DeFi, but you're able to get access to these current bear market prices without buying the entire asset. You could take advantage of this little bit of leverage here with the minimal amount that you do have. So for someone like me, I think this is a great option. We're going to go over to the tutorial, the demo, and then you'll be able to check it out yourself because, like I said, the chain did go live. You'll be able to get on here and test out what you learned in the video. This is the testnet. You're going to demonstrate some of the actions that we could take on the NOLUS platform. This is going to be interesting. I did read your most of that white paper, and it definitely read differently than a lot of the older white papers that I've read. So this will be fun for me because I'm a beginner.
That's good because this platform is for both traders and beginners, so everyone can use it.
Sounds good to me. All right. So what is this, just like a dashboard of the different assets that I have on chain?
Indeed. So this
Okay.
is you connect your Kepler or Ledger into the NOLUS protocol, and now these are the assets that you have on that Kepler or Ledger. In this case, some small amount of NOS and then USDC. You can have as many assets here as you have.
Right.
Osmo, Atom, whatever is that.
Okay. Is there an easy way to move them on and off the NOLUS chain? Like, can I send this USDC to Osmosis or Juno if I have to, or I have to do it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you just basically decide this is your asset. You can take 10 out, send it to some other address. You just click send, and that's it.
And it'll go to a different chain or just another person on another NOLUS address there.
Well, you can do that to any chain where IBC is connected, meaning
Okay.
that yes, you can do to other chains as well, not only to within the NOLUS ecosystem.
Understood. Okay, great. All right. So this is our dashboard. We've got 50 NOLUS tokens, 300 stable coins, and then I see a
Yeah.
yield. I see a yield percent there. Um, that is the lender's yield. Ho- What am I looking at there?
Yes, this yield, these are, of course, testnet percentages,
Right,
not
right.
real world, but USDC, this is your USDC yield, meaning that what you are earning as lender or depositor of the pools in stables. Now, for example, you can go to earn and just provide some stable coins into the pools. So you basically become a liquidity provider to the node, in which case you start earning some rewards based on the current way borrowers are repaying and based on the rewards in NOS token. You would be currently be giving 38.41% yield on the testnet. Now you can also delegate some NOS, meaning become delegate your NOS tokens to particular validator so that yeah, the proof of stake is required for that. You can
Right. So
earn
that's the
rewards
layer.
in that way as well.
NLS is the layer one staking token, as well
Correct.
as being able to be used on the platform. Cool. Yeah, this is a very nice, you, you know, just beginner friendly UI. So that's good. People like me.
Now you actually have now available 100 290 in terms of USDC because you've provided part of it as as liquidity in the pool. And
Okay.
now, what you can do actually here, first of all, there would be also swap transactions that you would be able to do, meaning that you would be able to, for example, if you have USDC, you would be able to purchase Osmo, you would be able to purchase Atom, or you can swap your Osmo to Atom to Kuji to different tokens, whatever you want. Just swap here. This is option one, right? You can also earn. This is what we've just seen with the providing liquidity to liquidity pools.
Got it.
Then you actually go to the main product that we do. This is the DeFi Lease, right? So here, as we discussed previously, you actually provide a down payment, let's say 100, and you are able to take up to 150% above that down payment, meaning that, for example, you can choose to have lower margin. You can take only 100. You provide 100, you get another 100 or 25. Let's do it 150, the maximum. So you want to purchase Atom, you provide a down payment in stables 100, you take 150 in stables as loan, then you actually are able to purchase with the 250, you're able to purchase 11.22 atoms. This comes at the price of the atom currently at this price. This is because it's on testnet of osmosis. So basically the price is a little bit different than the real one. But
Right.
once live, this would be okay. And then you can see your interest and your partial liquidation. Now, the beauty of it here is that you've taken 3 times more exposure, and still your first partial liquidation would be after a drop of approximately 40-45% of the price, and this would be a partial liquidation. Then if the price continues dropping, there would be another partial liquidation, and so on and so forth. But the point is that you actually get more exposure at lower liquidation rates.
Right.
Maybe I should put just open here so that it starts opening. So during the process of opening, what happens is that your 100 USDCs that you provided as down payment, together with the 150 USDC from the liquidity pool, are now actually going to open a channel, meaning your smart contract. Once they open the full channel, they would be start transferring the assets, meaning the 250 are going towards the DEX. In the beginning, this would be osmosis, swapping the 250 towards the atom, the 11.22 that we saw on the table just previously. And you would be walking as collateral your atoms, meaning the number of atoms you've purchased with 250. Now, once it does that, it's actually swapping the assets, meaning the atoms are actually bought and walked into this smart contract instance, meaning that you now have full collateral of the 250 rather than only the 100 in the beginning. And this creates you the opportunity to have lower liquidation rates and margin call risk.
And a lot of this and all of this is hidden from the user.
All of this is hidden. Now you see that it's currently moving. It has already opened the channel. Now it's transferring the asset towards the DEX. And at the end, it would be swapping the asset toward the atom. The full process takes currently 1 minute 20 seconds. It would go below a minute with the IBC transaction in interchain accounts. It would be below a minute on mainnet once we transfer all the available resources in terms of technological backbone. Now it's opened, it's completed, the IBC transaction has been completed. So you have provided a down payment for 100. Your price fixed for the atom is 22.374. You actually have a current item price of 22.27. So basically here it shows your P&L, meaning your positive or negative result based on the price that you have entered the position. Your outstanding debt, which is 150, together with the interest due that needs to be covered in order to close the position if you decide to do so. The first liquidation comes at 14.91. This is the 45% drop of the price. And here the graph shows you the movement of the atom price in periods, in different periods, 24 days, 7 days, 30 days, whatever that is.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. No, like I said, this is this UI is just what you need, right? It's nothing extra. Somebody should be able to do this with you don't need a whole lot of determination to get through this. Like how my first experiences with DeFi, things would take a very long time for simple actions, and this looks really good. Really, really good.
Thank you. Exactly. This is the point. Being very simple in all transactions so that all people from different sort of experience could do all the transactions with ease. Yeah,
All right.
so
So,
yeah, so
sorry, I was gonna say,
basically final.
so this is the main application for NOLUS, right? The DeFi Lease protocol. I'm putting up stable coins. I'm taking a long position on Atom. And what makes one of the things that makes this different is a lot of the transactions are hidden under the nice UI. And also there's no full liquidation if Atom dips below a certain price.
Yeah,
This is
because
good.
here the beauty of the model is that the down payment together with the loan, meaning the 100 together with the 150, actually purchase your atoms. So you purchase atoms for 250 at the very beginning. Now those 250 or 11 atoms actually act as collateral now. They cover your position. Now the price needs to drop 45% to get only a first partial liquidation, and then continue dropping up to probably 60% so that you get full liquidation. But it allows you more time to cover your position or allows you more time for the price to recover, which is great in terms of experience, in terms of usability.
What is it exactly that allows the um the leverage? I would think that the liquidation point would be higher, but this looks like with the partial liquidations, the extreme volatility of the token doesn't necessarily wipe out your position with one bad, day or one bad hour even in price movement.
Yes, the idea is that you actually provide a down payment, in this example 100, and take 150 additional. So now you have 250. Those 250 actually purchase your atom, here 11 atoms, and these 11 atoms are now your collateral, meaning that you have much more collateral here in this model compared to the models of any crypto lenders, where if you have 100, they'll only give you this as collateral and provide you 50. So there you're covering with your 100 the 50. Here with your 250, you are covering the full position of 11 atoms.
What if the atom price goes up? Now,
If the price of the atom goes up, you have a positive P&L. You still own only 150. This is your stable coins that you own, meaning that all upside appreciation of the asset is yours to keep.
okay. And if atom goes up, can I pull back a partial amount of my collateral, or is it just one position? I have to deal with it as one full transaction.
You need to deal with it as full transaction, but what you would be able to do is to use the upside appreciation to repay partially the loan that you're having. So basically, if the price appreciates twice and now your 250 are actually 500 in terms of total amount in USDC, you're
Right.
able to use 150 out of those 500, repay your debt, and now you would be having your assets for 350 and still get a profit of 150 additional. So you have repaid the loan, you have provided only 100, and you're basically getting out with 500, 5x.
Using your example with numbers, what if I just bought Atom on osmosis and held it and then sold it? Would the gain be less, or would there be less risk?
The gain would be much smaller because if you have only 100, you would be able to purchase atoms for 100. This means that you wouldn't be purchasing 11 atoms, but rather you would be purchasing 4 atoms in this example. So
Right.
you get 150 additional in order to purchase not 4 atoms, but 11 atoms. and now you amplify your P&L, you amplify your holdings.
Right. The Atom token price is mixing me up because these are Testnet numbers. So people that are
Yes,
watching, that's not the
indeed.
real price of Atom. It's like 11, it's like half that, something like that. Okay, I
It
understand.
is.
If
Yeah, as long as once we go live on mainnet, it would be feeding the prices from the actual mainnet of Osmosis, which has the correct price, of course.
is there anything else you want to show on this demo?
Lastly, you are actually able to repay, right? You need to repay here 150, and now you have some interest already accrued. So what you need in order to get out of the position and get your 11 atoms is actually to repay it. Now you can choose how to repay it. You can do it in USDC. Basically, both the down payment and the repayment here could be done in any currency, meaning that you can come with any token or stable and repay it. Now, if you want to fully repay, you can just click here on the simple UI 100%. You can do 50%, 25%, 75%. You repay in full 100%. Once you do so, what happens under is that you're repaying the 151. And once this is covered, your assets are yours, meaning that you have covered your loan. This happens almost instantaneously. Once you do, here, it's done. Now you have repaid and you have 11.17 atoms, yours to keep. You click collect. This is the idea of moving from the DeFi lease, from the smart contract, towards your wallet. Now, this would actually allow you to release the collateral from the lease and put it back here into your assets. Once this is done, you have an asset here for 11 atoms, and you would be able to do with it whatever you decide. You are able to sell it, you're able to move it to another network, just spend it on something, whatever you decide. Now, this again takes a little bit of time. It should be pretty fast, I'm guessing. Here it is. Now the atom is here already. You have 11 atoms. At price of 22.29, you currently hold 250 in terms of dollar equivalent of those atoms. Now you can, of course, now send it to another network if you decide to do so. You have 11.17 atoms. You can send it to someone else, spend it, whatever you want. You can withdraw it.
Got it. I think people are going to really find this to be easy to play with, and yeah, I really appreciate this walkthrough. The links for this, I'll make sure that people can get them. I'll put it in the description. I'll share it out on Twitter. I'll definitely play with this as well.
If you have any recommendations over the UI, please do so, because what we have done in the past 2 weeks when people actually tried it out, we have improved tremendously what people are seeing. Because, for example, there are some small details that we wouldn't be able to do when we did it, which people caught. And it's great that we're improving towards their feedback.
No, I mean that's really important, really important. The end user is often an afterthought when these are designed, right? The developers are more concerned with what's happening with the smart contracts, the IBC transfers. Hopefully the end user doesn't is able to use most of the protocols in the future without ever knowing things are cross chain. Assets are being sent via IBC.